Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is a nasty day in Indianapolis. I just had to clean off my little table right here because there's so much rain on it. It's been raining all day. It's not very warm outside. Should we do a time and temperature check? Okay. When I came out here, it was 5:41 p.m. and the temperature is 65 degrees and rain. It's been nasty all day today. So, yeah, I like slept in, and then I was like just kind of like hanging around the house. It was so dark in the house. And then when Alex came home, because Alex went and got his IV thing, and then he went out to brunch with, well, lunch, I guess, with his girlfriend and her daughter. And then he went back to their house for a little bit, and then he got home probably about an hour and a half ago. And he went right upstairs. He was like, I'm so tired, I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. And I was like, okay, do you want to watch a movie or shows tonight? He was like, yeah, we can. He was like, but let me lay down for a couple hours. I was like, well, when I get done with stuff, I'm gonna come upstairs and take a nap too. And he was like, okay. So he and Boo Radley are fast asleep upstairs. I was filming videos inside, and so he doesn't turn the fan on if I'm filming inside because you can hear it in the background. So I wasn't going to film a drama video, and at the last minute I was like, I'm going to film a drama video. The lighting is so bad on this drama video. I'm sitting like in front of the fireplace. It just gets darker and darker and darker throughout the video, where you almost can't even see me anymore. I was talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And so when I got done, I had like my, my ear, or my headphones like plugged into the computer, so I was like listening through there so it wouldn't wake him up. And I went upstairs. He's like, as I said to him, I said, do you care if I'm filming while you're taking a nap? He's like, no, I fall asleep to your voice. Your voice is so soothing. That's like such a compliment to me, right, from my husband. So anyway, I went upstairs, and Boo Radley's like in his little bed, and he's like looking up at me, and Alex is like fast asleep. And I turned on the fan, and Alex woke up for like a second. He goes, thank you so much. It's hot up here. Our air conditioner stopped working last night. I was like panic central about it. Why does this light keep on going on? I was like panic central about it. So, because the house gets hot inside, even when if it's not that like warm outside or hot outside, inside the house gets hot in the summer. So last night it was like 73 degrees inside the house, and upstairs it's even warmer than that. That's like on the main floor. And so I turned the air conditioning on, and I turned it down to 69. Well, it never really went below like 72. And then I finally opened the door because I was watching this show last night. So I finally opened the door, and it started cooling down a little bit. But I'm like, it's cooler outside than it is in our house. And so I couldn't figure out what it was. So I went downstairs. The air filter for the air conditioning was a little bit dirty, but it wasn't horrible. So I changed the air filter. That didn't do it. So finally I went to bed, and it was like the air conditioning had been running for like 6 hours, and it like had gone down like 1 degree. And I was like, something's wrong with the air conditioning. I mean, I'm like Googling stuff, like what's wrong, frozen coils, this, that, and the other. So I went downstairs. I was like, well, I'm not going to just let the air conditioning continue to run, like for hours on end if it's not working. Oh, I even changed the battery in the thermostat thing because it said like change battery. So I thought, well, maybe it's cooler in here than I think it is, but that didn't do anything. So I changed the battery. I was so proud of myself. I was like Googling, like, how do you change the thermostat, blah, 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 like, where's the how you change the battery, how, I already knew how to change the filter. Isn't that so funny? Like, I'm so not technological at all that even those little things are huge successes for me. Or is anybody else out there like that? I was like, I changed the battery on the thermostat. I was like, okay, I'm doing good today. It's like the rain is starting to shift. It's coming over my feet right now. I don't know how long this is going to be. Well, first of all, I'm going to have to take a break in a little bit because I'm having a hard time getting my videos uploaded. So I'm having to upload them all on my phone. Like shorter videos, it's like I'm trying to upload on the computer. So I ended up filming today a drama video, a Peterisms video, a haul video on my Peter Does Stuff channel. What else did I do? Did one other video. A drama video, a Peterisms video. Oh, I did a booktube video. So even like on the computer, like the shorter ones that are on the computer, it's taking like an hour and a half to 2 hours to upload. So to upload 4 videos, that's going to be 8 hours. I can't wait. So it's like on the phone, it goes a lot quicker. So I'm going to have to stop this in probably 15 or 20 minutes and go inside and upload another video and whatever. But like I said, this isn't going to be a long video today because I want to take a nap with Alex and Boo and just kind of relax. But, oh, we're starting. It's June 1st. One vlog down for June 1st already. So anyway, yeah, so last night I went upstairs to bed, and I was like, nothing's working. Like, it's so hot. It was so hot upstairs. I couldn't even fall asleep. I mean, I couldn't fall asleep, period, but like the heat was making it even worse. It was so hot upstairs. And I was like, the air conditioner. So I went over the vent in the bathroom, and no air was coming out of the vent. And so I walked downstairs, and I went to the vent in the bathroom and in the kitchen, and no air was coming out. I was like, okay, this is like, had read enough articles that I was like, this is like a compressor problem or a motor problem. Like, we're gonna have an HVAC guy come out here and like do this whole thing. Like, this is gonna be a major issue, right? So I'm like stressing out about it. So I just turned the whole air conditioner off. I was just like, it's not going to get that warm. I mean, if this was August, it would be horrible, but thank God it's not. I mean, I think yesterday the high was like 75 or something. And today the high was supposed to be 72, but it's like 65 right now. So if we open the windows, it'll be fine. The only problem is my allergies are bad, but Alex's allergies are 10 times worse. And so to open the windows, like, then he's like sneezing all the time. But if we have to cool down the house, we have to cool down the house. So... and he takes allergy medicine every day anyway. I just got some more iced coffee. My little Tervis hibiscus cup. So I turned off the air conditioning. Then when Alex left today to go do his IV thing, I got up and I came downstairs, and it wasn't like super hot, but it wasn't like that cool either on the downstairs. The basement is freezing because like, it's so Indiana, like the Midwest. Like, the basements are always cold in the summer, and they're always hot, and that's why, you know, people have basements sometimes. So anyway, the basement's like freezing cold. Not from the air conditioning, just because it's underneath the ground. So I had turned off the air conditioner, so now it was off, had been off for a while, like hours, right? And so I turned it back on, and at that point it was like 73 or 74 in the house. And within like a half an hour, it was 68 degrees. I was like, oh, well, now the air conditioning's working again. So I don't know, we're gonna see. Hopefully, I moved it back up to 69, and just like, I'm like, we can stay at 69, 70 through the weekend. But I think I should probably still call like an HVAC guy out here. But I also think maybe like the back, one year our back thing got frozen, the fan in the back, it got frozen. And then like the guy literally came out here, and all he did, charged us like $300 to like hose it down. That's all. He took it apart, hosed it down, and then put it back together. He's like, you can just hose it down, you don't even need to take it apart. So I'm kind of wondering if it wasn't frozen, and then the hours that it was like, you know, shut down, that the fan wasn't going, because the fan was going for a long time. Because now it's pumping out cold air, and it's pumping out air, like the vents are, so, I don't know. I fixed it. I'm basically an HVAC guy at this point, except I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, yeah, so, got up today, did some stuff around the house. It's starting to really come down, rain. It's not coming up here too bad yet. Do you know what I need to do? Hold on just 1 second. Ah! I'm taking Fernalicious down, and I'm putting her in the rain so she can get some rain. So she can get some water from Mother Earth. And then I'm going to put Ferret in the rain too, so then they can get some rain. Both of them. I try to like slide out. I'm going to slide back in. So yeah. So they can get a little rainwater from Mother Earth. I always think that plants prefer rainwater. I know this is stupid. People are like, no, they like distilled water. I'll get like 10 comments from that. I don't know what they like. But I'm going to put them out in the rain anyway so they get some rainwater. Anyway. Oh, I went and looked at the plants in the back. They're doing really good. The green part at the bottom where it flowers and stuff, because it was all like, most of it was dead, so I like pulled it out. But it's like growing back. It's like the green is like growing back. It's really pretty. And it's not flowering yet, but it's growing back. And the palm trees are doing pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. So, and this plant over here that I bought, she's doing, I mean, she's not doing bad. She's still doing pretty good. Her leaves are like standing up straight. Standing up straight. So yeah, I got up today and just did, what did I just do? Hold on a second. This is where the tripod goes down. I can usually start seeing it when it goes, because it'll start like go real slow. But anyway, the tripods that I have for this, like the smaller ones like this, you lock them into place. So the reason why they fall is because they have these little things that you push in, and then they're sitting right on top of there. Well, they're not like, I mean, these are not like top grade tripods. The tripod that came with the camera, I tried to use it. It's horrible. It's worse than these. These are like metal tripods. They were like $9.99 or $19.99 or something like that on Amazon. But anyway, so I got up today and then I was like, I texted Alex and I was like, because I wanted to film downstairs, or I was going to film upstairs if he was going to come home soon. And I was like, how much longer are you going to be gone? Blah, 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 whatever. And he was like, well, that was after I like got all the cleaning up and the laundry and stuff like that. I was like, and he was at brunch and he was going to their house. He was like, I'll probably be like another hour. And I was like, okay. So I started filming downstairs just in case he wanted to come home. And I filmed those videos. And he came home in between me filming a video, and now he's taking a nap upstairs. And yeah. So yesterday, I got done with my vlog, got my other videos up. My neighbor comes and texts me, and she's like, because she was like, I'd said a half an hour when we were on the video, and she was like, how much longer? I was like, just give me 10 more minutes. So, we went up to the pool last night at about 7 o'clock, I think it was. Okay, we were so pissed. Well, I am still so pissed. We're gonna have to figure this out. I don't know what's going on. I think this has to do with the new HOA president. I feel like, well, so I looked into everything last night. I looked into the minutes and everything. So we get up to the pool last night. I mean, it was fine. The pool's beautiful. It was nice, whatever. It was freezing cold. I got out to, like, go, like, jump in the deep end. And she's like, are you really just going to jump all in? And cause she was like, we were, like, standing on the steps. And it was cold. It was cold. When I went there, the first day it was open, it wasn't that cold. It didn't feel that cold. But yesterday, it was cold. Like, it was real cold. And so she was like, are you just going to jump in? I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm getting in. And she was like, okay. She's like, I will too. And so we were both standing on the edge. And she goes, now I'm going to be really mad if I jump in and you don't jump in. I go, we're not 5 years old anymore. I'm not going to do that to you. I go, should we run and jump? So we like stood like 5 feet away. We were like, 1, 2, 3. We jumped in both at the same time. It was so cold. But we stayed in the pool for probably about 20 or 30 minutes. When we got to the pool, there's this notice outside the pool that has all the pool rules on it. And we noticed at the time, so they always have the time split up for the pool, right? And they like have adult swim in the morning. Well, adult swim before was 8 to 11, okay? First of all, I'll be honest with you, and this is what I'm going to say when I call the HOA president, because I am going to call her. I'm going to ask her what these hours are about. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to hit her up on the weekend. I'll wait till the beginning of the week. But, and I don't ever get up that early anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if I was somebody like some of these neighbors that get up early and walk, like, I mean, they're up at like 5:30 or 6. Like, if I wanted to go up to the pool and swim laps, like at 6 o'clock when nobody is there, I feel like that's my prerogative in a neighborhood that I paid a HOA fee for. So they have hours on the pool. Now, when my mom lived in here, there were no hours. It was 24 hours. You could come and go, whatever you want. The hours started because, I mean, this is like 15, 20 years ago. It was when my mom was still alive, so it would have had to have been like 20 years ago. We have like this concrete furniture at the pool. Well, a bunch of kids jumped the fence. The fence is real high. You guys have seen it in videos. They jumped the fence and they put the cement, there's my neighbor right there. They put the cement furniture in the pool, right? Her grandmother, who's lived in this neighborhood longer than my mom, I think she's the only person, she and my mom moved in here in the same like 3 months or something like that. She was the one that was in charge of the pool. And so she was crazy. She was like, I can't believe somebody like ruined all this. They tried to ruin this furniture. And so that was when they started locking it. It wasn't even locked before that because people, like kids were coming in, like teenagers, and they like, you know, got drunk and put this stuff in there. I mean, not a lot of people even know this neighborhood exists, let alone that there's a pool in it, unless you kind of know this neighborhood because it's stuck back in, you know, these neighborhoods. So that was when, like, we had a gate always, but that was when there was a lock on it, and you had to have, like, a key, and then there was wristbands that you had to have, and all this kind of stuff I don't think at first there was a lock on it. I think they just had wristbands, and so there were, like, those plastic wristbands, you know, that say, like, what would Jesus do kind of thing, those kind of wristbands. And so you just took them up there, like, you had to have one for each member in the house, and then, like, guests, you could only have like 1 guest per house or 2 guests per house or something. Like, for how many people that lived in your house, like for Alex and I, we could each bring a guest. So they could have 2 people up there, stuff like that. It was just a lot. It was a lot of rules. Well, at that time, not a lot of people were going to the pool. Well, I think you guys know from the last couple years, there's a lot of people in here that bring their grandkids to the pool. There's people that live outside of here that are like phase 2 or whatever they're called, that bring their kids every single day to the pool. So they came up with a couple years ago, they came up with this thing where from 8 to 11 was adult swim. 8 in the morning to 11 a.m. was adult swim. Because people like to go up there and like swim laps and whatever like adults. And they get up early and whatever. So kids weren't allowed to be in there till 11. Then kids were allowed in there. It was like all open from like 11 a.m. until like, I think it was 6 p.m. was when kids were allowed to be in there. And then 6 p.m., maybe it was till 8, I can't remember, but 8 to 11 was adult swim, and you had to be an adult, so like you couldn't, there's no kids that were allowed in there at all. And in all honesty, there's only probably 5 of us that ever went up there at night and did night swims anyway, and she was one of them, my neighbor. So we go up there last night, and they have the new hours posted. They have all these rules. They've changed all the rules. They have all these rules now, right? And Adult Swim in the morning is from 8 to 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. is all swim, which means that from 9 a.m. all day long, there can be all the kids up there, right? Well, what I'm looking at the board members last night, was looking up, I'm like, every one of them but my neighbor across the street have grandkids. And so this is totally, and there was no vote, because I looked, there was no vote in the pool, the changing of the hours. There was no notice that was sent out. Nothing, they just decided they were going to change the pool hours. Now I'm starting to understand why they didn't want a pool committee, okay? Because they knew that we were going to keep the hours open. So there's an alarm that goes off. If you try to get in the pool, like after hours, when you open the door, there's like monitored lights. If the lights go up, this alarm goes off. The alarm is real obnoxious. It's real loud. It's like, okay. Well, the guy that used to run the pool that's passed away, he used to live right next to the pool. Super nice guy. So you just go over there and you like, you know, look around and whatever. So now the pool is closed. Now Adult Swim is 8 to 9 p.m. So we got 1 hour in the evening, okay? And she said to me last night, she was like, or yesterday, last night when we were up there, she was like, most of summer, it's not even going to be dark by 9 p.m. And I was like, damn, I hadn't even thought about that. So there's no night swims anymore. Well, I was real upset about it. I mean, like, we came home, and, like, she was, like, texting me, and she's like, do you think maybe, like, they just said this and whatever, and maybe it's like a mistype? I was like, no, they knew what they were doing. But they didn't, there was no notice that was sent out. There was no vote that was put out about this. I mean, like, this is the one decision that I am going to like, stir some stuff up about. Because now what it does is it facilitates everybody bringing their kids up there for the entire day and grandkids, okay? So the adults in the neighborhood that have chosen not to have kids or don't bring kids to the pool, in a neighborhood that is all adults, get 2 hours at the pool. I'm done with that. And this is mostly what I pay my HOA fees for. So I came home and I was like, okay, I said something to Alex. I was like, do you think I should say anything or whatever? He's like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, this is the one thing that you enjoy the entire year. And he was like, whoever made this decision so people can bring their grandkids up there the whole year. He goes, the reason we can't enjoy the pool and we have to sit around the steps in the shallow end is because there's 10 kids swimming in the pool. He was like, no, this needs to be like dealt with. And last year, I was talking to all the people that were on the board, walking by. I'd say things to the president and stuff like that, and I'd say, you know, there's people that don't even live in this neighborhood that are using the pool. Well, you need to ask them for their key and things like that. I was like, well, how many people can each household have? Each household's allowed to bring 2 people. Well, there's people that are bringing 6 and 8 people up to the pool. So you can't even use the pool because it's like their private pool. I'm done with it. I'm calling on Monday. I'm calling the HOA president, and I'm going to be like, look. And if she says, oh, well, because this is what I think happened, to be honest with you. I kind of thought it through, because I'm like, just be real nice about it, right? Like, just call her and be like, can you explain to me, like, why the times in the pool were changed and none of us were, you know, I mean, ever since I've lived in here, it's always been like either you can go in, I think it should be 24 hours a day. It's an adult neighborhood, okay? Number one. Number two, it was either always 24 hours or 11 p.m., okay? I think what happened, because she's a new HOA president, and it has her and her husband's name on there, and their phone numbers to contact for the pool. What I think happened was, I think that they go to bed at 9 o'clock or earlier, okay? If the alarm goes off on the pool, they're the ones that have to come and deal with it. I think she was like, we don't stay up till 11 o'clock, so we're going to lower it to 9 o'clock so that we can go to bed at 9 o'clock, and then we're not going to be bothered with the alarm. Because she said yesterday, she goes, well, maybe they don't want the alarm going off that late. And I go, well, it wouldn't matter, though. Because if the alarm doesn't go off until 11 o'clock, now the alarm's going to go off earlier. If people go up there at 9 o'clock, it's going to go off earlier. So when I call her, I'm going to be like, can you explain to me? I mean, if she says, yeah, we voted on it, and the reason why is that people around there said there's a lot of loud people, I'm going to be like, well, I sit out on my front porch every single night. I never hear anybody at the pool. When I go to the pool, it's like me and one neighbor, and there's never anybody at the pool. There's only like 5 people that use the pool at that time. There's people that use it like from 8 to 9 to 10, but like between 10 and 11, it's like there's only like 5 of us in the neighborhood that use the pool. But I pay for that, and I want to be able to use that. I want to be able to, first of all, I want to be able to use the pool 24 hours a day. The tripod fell. I knew it was. I was talking about it earlier, and I was like, I knew it was going to fall. But, you know, so I had to call her about, like, when the gas company came out here and, like, you know, pulled up the yard and whatever, or she called me because I called the management company, and the management company called her to tell her to call me back, and I was just trying to get my neighbor's yard fixed for her. Well, we got that all fixed because we were the ones that called and got it fixed. Not because we called her, the management company, because we called the gas company and whoever, electric company, and had them come out here and fix it. It was us that did it. So if she says something to me to the effect of like, well, yeah, it's not conducive for people going to bed earlier in the neighborhood, I'm going to say, listen, you all volunteered to be on the board. I'm sorry that you go to bed early, but we pay these HOA fees too, and we have these, like, we deserve this, right? Like, oh, for example, the car that drove through the tennis court, we found out that the person that was driving that car, when that car was a very nice car, that they had no insurance. So we had to pay for the tennis court to be repaired. Well, I don't use the tennis courts. Nobody asked me if I wanted to pay for that tennis court to be repaired. Nobody asked me if I was okay with the pool being closed 2 hours early. You know? I am starting to feel a little bit like a little speculative about some of this HOA stuff. I was looking at the board last night, and other than my neighbor, she doesn't even want to be on the board anymore. My neighbor on the corner, she hasn't wanted to be on the board for the last year and a half. Her term is coming up in the fall. Well, I was looking on there, and it says, like, how many years they've sat on the board and what term they're on. But they're only supposed to serve 2 terms, okay? And 2 terms is 2 years. And so this one woman, she's been, like, on the board, I mean, forever. And it said first term. And I'm like, they just roll it over. But she can't continue to be in the same position and just be, that's not how it's supposed to work. The board is supposed to roll over new members. Well, I looked in there because I looked back at the last like voting thing that we did, and we voted in 3 new members, and then on the new board, the new notification, it said that we didn't need those new members. Well, because those people didn't step down from the board. And when I looked back, it's been like the same 8, I think it's 8 people on the board. It's been the same 8 people on the board for the last 5 to 6 years. Well, I haven't really cared because I was like, nothing has bothered me. But now the landscaping's not great. They're closing down the pool early. It's starting to affect my life, right? I don't want to be the HOA president. I joke about that. I don't want to be the HOA president. But I also don't want 8 people making decisions for my life that I pay $475 with the service fee for paying it online. I don't want to have 8 people deciding when I am so excited about using the pool all summer. My neighbor, she was really upset. I mean, she was like, because she goes up there a lot late at night. She's like, this is crap. Because she runs, and then she goes up there and she takes a swim afterwards. Like, she walks or runs with her mom, and then they go up there afterwards. And like, other than me, like, her grandma lives in this neighborhood. I mean, everybody, like, knows her grandma, and her grandma used to take care of the pool, and they used to do, like, Special Olympics up at the pool and all this kind of stuff because her grandma's real involved with Special Olympics and all this kind of stuff. And now it's just, like, there's these 8 people. I don't even know who most of the people are on the board. But I have talked to the HOA president because when all that stuff was going on with her yard across the street, she called me because I called the maintenance company. And she's like, well, I didn't know what buttons to push and all that stuff. She's very nice. But I'm going to call her on Monday. I'm going to be like, can you explain to me what's going on with this pool situation? Like, who decided that we lost 2 hours on the pool? Who decided that we lost 2 hours on the pool? I mean, 9 o'clock is really early for a private pool. The pool should be open 24 hours. That's what Alex said that to me last night. He's like, I don't even understand why the pool's not open for 24 hours. He's like, you guys had one incident. I mean, that was one incident that we've had in 29 years that I've been part of this community, that my mom lived here and then I lived here. One incident with people, like kids throwing stuff in the pool. And because of that, we've had to have this huge security situation with the pool. It's ridiculous. And none of these people hardly even go to the pool. But I think what they do is, because there's a lot of like people at the pool that I don't really know. Sometimes they'll sit down at the other end with their kids. I think these people give their keys to their kids to bring their kids to the pool. Well, you're not supposed to do that in this neighborhood. I don't really care as long as they're like, I can still be in the pool and whatever, right? But sometimes when we go to the pool, like I talked about the woman out there in the pool, she didn't live in this neighborhood. She lived across the street and somebody let her use her key and she brought 5 kids she was babysitting to the pool. Nobody has an issue with that, but they're going to close the pool down 2 hours early? I know this is stupid. I know this is like not real world issues, and I get that. But it's like, the one thing I was really looking forward to, I don't go a lot of places. I don't leave my house but 2 days a week. You know, the pool's like one thing that I can do. And I haven't taken a lot of night swims the last couple years, and this year I really wanted to do that. She and I talked about it. She was like, we were walking down there, and she's like, this is gonna be our summer of night swims. When you get your vlog done, and like Alex is watching his shows, we can walk down there. Alex can walk down there and whatever if he wants to. We can like, you know, have our night swims every night. She's like, every night that it's warm, we're gonna go down there. And then we see this, and I'm like, oh my God, like we can't be in here past 9 o'clock. Ain't nobody gonna keep me out of that pool past 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go in that pool if I want to go in that pool. The alarm goes off, and then after a while, like somebody comes in, I'll be like, yeah, I'm swimming in the pool. So you turn the alarm off. I pay my HOA fees. I'm done with this. Maybe I will have to get on the board. But the thing is, I don't know that I think it would make any difference, because I don't feel like this was a board decision. Because I just talked to my neighbor in the corner about the pool. She didn't say anything about this. I mean, we talk about everything. She and I are super close. She would have said, they changed hours in the pool, I just want to let you know that. She would have said that to me. I know she would have. So that was never discussed in the board. I looked at the minutes. It's nowhere in the minutes of the last meeting. So this was a decision that that the president made. Or she and one other person was like, yeah, we should like lower the hours because most of us go to bed early in here. Well, okay, but not everybody. I know I don't. That's nap time. Then I want to get up and go to the pool. You know what I mean? Look at me getting all heated about the HOA. But I am going to say something about it. Because I'm pissed about it. It is nasty outside today. It's like spitting outside. Okay, so what did I watch on TV last night? Did Alex and I watch anything last night? Went to the pool. He was at his friend's house helping set up with their open house, and he came home. Did we watch something last night? What did we watch last night? We watched something and it wasn't Schitt's Creek. Why can't I remember what we watched last night? And it wasn't Damsel. I don't remember what we watched last night. We watched something. I can see us sitting there. Well, anyway, finally we went upstairs. I took a little bit of a nap and I woke up, talked to Tanya Jean, and then did my prayers and meditations, and then I watched the end of the Jenks. Well, the end. I watched the majority of it. I only had watched one. I only watched an episode and like a third of the. There's like 58 minutes each episode, 6 episodes. The Jenks 2 about Robert Durst. So I watched the rest of that last night, and then I watched like 10 or 15 minutes of the first episode of Eric, because I really want to get into that. I'll probably finish it tonight and watch that tonight. But I finished the Jenks 2 with Robert Durst. If you guys watch, okay, the Jenks, it's on HBO Max. The Jenks is probably one of the best true crime documentaries I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't know, it was probably 6 months ago or something like that, maybe longer, that I was asking people for recommendations, and people kept on saying the Jenks. Well, it had always been like, so I look up a lot of these. Like I'll like Google search like best true crime documentaries of all time, best true crime documentaries of 2023, best true crime documentaries of 2024, best true crime documentaries streaming right now. Well, when you look up like best true crime documentaries ever, the Jenks is always like 3rd or 4th. It's like Making of a Murderer. The Keepers is always like at the top, which is always interesting to me. I thought it was a great documentary, but would I say it was like one of the, I mean, it was a good documentary, but it's inconclusive. You don't know anything at the end, right? But it's like The Staircase. It's like there's a couple other ones on there. I think the R. Kelly one is on there, which I've actually never seen that one. I'm not real interested in the whole R. Kelly thing. Like those kind of like celebrity scandals, like they just are really. I know when I say this, people are like, okay, but like murder's not dark, but that stuff's dark. I don't know why. It's just it seems like it's so seedy and dark to me. Like. I don't know. I mean, I've been reading mysteries my whole life, so true crime doesn't seem that way to me. But anyway, the Jenks is always on there, like the top 4 or 5. So I had never watched it. In all honesty, the poster is this guy sitting in a chair, and it's about a real estate New York mogul. So I thought it was really just about this guy and some real estate scam. I didn't know anything about it. Maybe it was 3 or 4 months ago I started watching it. So somebody recommended it to me. I started watching it. I was like, I should watch it. It's on the list. every list it's on. People always tell me to watch it, so I started watching it. And it's about Robert Durst, who is like a billionaire. And, well, I think he was a millionaire at the time that he died. So he died in 2022. And I think he was worth something like $68 million at the time that he died, but he had a trust that was like worth more than that and stuff like that. Anyway, so but his family's worth like billions of dollars. They're like one of the top 5 real estate families in New York City. And so he was like the heir of that. And then his brother took over the company, and that's all part of the Jinx 1. But the Jinx 1, when it starts, it's about this guy that was living as a woman in Galveston, Texas, and then they find this dismembered body, this Morris Black guy that they found him in like the Bay, and Robert Durst is accused of dismembering this guy. That was his neighbor. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is the kind of true crime that I live for. Like, I had no clue. I thought this was a real estate show. So then it goes in and it's about the fact that it's alleged that he killed his first wife, Kathy Durst, in 1982. Then his friend Susan Berman, whose dad was like best friends with Bernie Siegel, and was like killed by the mafia. He was part of the mafia and ran Las Vegas, and he was killed when she was like 5 or 7, and I think 7, and then her mom died when she was 12. And so she was like one of his best friends, and she was killed in her house in Los Angeles in 2000. So he has these 3 murders that are around him, right? And how he gets out of all these murders and all this kind of stuff, right? So the first documentary is really about the case in Galveston, Texas, and did he or did he not kill his wife. In the last like 30 seconds of the documentary, he says something that has gone like, okay, to watch the Jinx 2, I'm telling you, don't watch the Jinx 2 until you've watched the Jinx. It is one of those shows you have to watch the first documentary or none of it will make sense to you. So in the last 30 seconds of the Jinx, the original documentary, he is mic'd still and goes into the bathroom. He doesn't realize he's still mic'd, and he says something that highly implicates him, okay? So after that, the director, Andrew Jarecki, I think is the guy that directed this, he sends that information to the LAPD. And Westchester County has opened the case on his wife. That's all happening at the end of the Jinx 1. So the Jinx 2 starts that he's apprehended shortly after that. He's on the run. He's in New Orleans. He's got all his cash and whatever, and he's on the run because they now have evidence about him being involved possibly in the case of his friend Susan Berman, her murder. So the second documentary is about his friends that are surrounding him and protecting him. It's so interesting because I talk in my drama channel all the time and people hate it when I use the word predator protector, and they're like, why do you use that word? And that's literally what this documentary is about. It's about his powerful, rich friends that defend him just by being present around him. It's literally what the Jinx 2 is about, and how they give him power and they give him validity by just being his friends. And none of them will come out and talk against him because they're all afraid for their life too, because they think if he gets set free then he's going to come kill me, because that's what he did to Susan Berman, right? So it's so interesting, and watching that and like comparing it a little bit to what I talk about on my drama channel, it is like pouring down rain. So anyway, the rain sounds really pretty though, doesn't it? So the second part, Jinx 2, is about the trial and the investigation of, is Robert Durst involved in the murder of Susan Berman. It doesn't have as many, like, I don't know what you call them in true crime, you don't call them jump scares, but it doesn't, like, the last minute of the Jinx 1, I was like, I mean, I couldn't believe it. There's not that much of this in there, but I will tell you what's very interesting is there's 6 episodes. So at the end of the 5th episode, you're kind of like, what are they going to do with the 6th episode? Like, they've talked to everybody, the trial's over, you know what happened, everything's happened that's happened. And I'm wondering if this isn't going to be, they're going to do a Jinx Part 3, because the last episode is completely about his wife, Deborah Sheridan, who, like, nobody will even talk about her on camera. Like, when she is so lawyered up by this, like, unbelievable lawyer that, like, when people are asked, like, the attorney that defended Robert Durst in Galveston, Texas, and also for the Susan Berman case, when they ask him, I mean, he's like this, I can't remember what his name is, Dick, DeGuinness or something like that. Anyway, really well-known attorney, criminal defense attorney. They ask him on camera, Andrew Jarecki, who's the director, asked him on camera about his attorney. He goes, I won't talk about her at all. I told you, I agreed. You agreed that when I sat down, I was not talking about her. Nobody will talk about this wife, okay? This wife that was living with another man for the duration of their marriage and only married, it looks like, allegedly, I guess I should protect myself too, that she only married Robert Durst, so that she could give him an alibi, because they get married and the very next day he flies to California and Susan Berman is killed. So that's what it looks like, is that she gives him an alibi and tells him tells her his secrets, and then she gets all of his money. I mean, it's so crazy. These people are so money hungry. It's so sick. This one reporter that's like works for the New York magazine, I can't remember what her name is, DePaulo or something like that, Joyce DePaulo or Susan DePaulo or something like that. She's fantastic. It's not Susan DePaulo. I can't remember what her name is. It's like a J name, like GD DePaulo or something like that. But they interview her throughout the whole thing. And she's like, it's just so sick to me that these people, like, all they care, like, they have no morals or ethics. Like, all they care about is money and power. Like, that's all they care about. It's so sad. The family of Kathy McCormick Durst, his first wife, like, her brother, like, they show him through the whole thing. So there's a civil case that's going on now. It's very interesting. I wouldn't say the second part was as good as the first one, but it's interesting what they do. So the first episode of the Jinx one was 6 episodes, and then the second one is 6 episodes. So in the first episode, or first season, it was chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6. Well, when the second season starts, it goes chapter 7, which I thought was interesting. It's like a continuation. It feels like you could watch both seasons as one huge documentary, and it would feel like the same documentary. It wouldn't feel like... It literally picks up right where it leaves off. So it doesn't feel like... Even though years have gone by, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it picks up right where it left off. Which it really does. I mean, it does, because it picks up in 2015 when... Oh, I just spilled all this coffee over me. Thank God I have this paper towel out here. But yeah, it's good. And then I started watching Eric, which is apparently about this kid that gets kidnapped or something like that. I don't really understand it. His dad's like a puppeteer or something like that. It's played by that Cumberbatch guy, I think, is who is in it. I don't know. I just got to the part where they were on the train and his dad's like a puppeteer for some show like Sesame Street or something like that. And they go back to they just walked into the apartment. It's like 10 minutes into the show. So I'm going to watch that tonight. Alex was telling me he has like 3 shows he wants to watch. So he's like, so we probably, well, I don't know. He's not real committed to watching Damsel. Sorry to you. I'm going to have to do that one on my own. That might have to wait till next week. I know I promised this week. I'm going to do my best. Either tonight or tomorrow. But we'll see. Maybe I'll watch half of it tonight and half of it tomorrow. I'll probably start it and I'll be like, damn, this is good. She was right. I'm so into this. So that's what I did last night. Opened the window because it was so hot downstairs. But yeah. So no pool today because it is 65 degrees and raining outside, and the pool is so cool that it's, I mean, I'm not just going up to the pool just to say I went to the pool. I'm not doing it. But I said, what makes me so sad about it is I said June 1st going forward, I was going to the pool every day this summer. Well, it's June 1st. I mean, I can't go to the pool. It's like, it's nasty outside. Y'all look. It's like, do you see this? This is not a pool day. Oh, but look, I am so proud of my front walk. Whoever left that original comment, I just want to say, you are so hilarious. She said, I'm the one that left the original comment, and I do think that you are proud of your front porch. I am, I guess. You're kind of right. I mean, it's kind of become kind of like a joke at this point, right? But, like, I am. Like, I mean, I look at it, I'm like, she looks nice. Like, she does. Like, I'm proud. I mean, I'm not proud of it like I work so hard. In all honesty, it didn't really take us that long to do it. It took us, like, 2 hours. But I'm more proud that I got to it early. I'm more proud of the movie and the hostas, if you want to know the truth. But I am kind of like, yeah, it looks nice. I got the mail earlier, and I was like walking up here. I was like, it does look really nice. It looks very symmetrical, very nice. So you're right, you're right. I still would have easily paid somebody to come out here and have it look just as nice. But it looks good. Yeah. But it was cute, she said that. She was like, I'm the one that originally left the comment, and I do think you're proud of it. Yeah, I guess you're right. I changed my mind. I am pretty proud of it. These hostas are so huge. Oh my God, who was sending me pictures of their hostas last night? Somebody was DMing me pictures of their hostas when I lived. I was like, oh my God, they were sending me pictures of their hostas. I was like, oh my God, your hostas are gorgeous. But I'm waiting for next year because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that are small. And the one on the end down here, I don't, here, let me just show you. I don't want to step out in the rain, but let me show you. So there's Farrah and Fernalicious getting some water. So this hosta is huge. That hosta is huge. That hosta is like a different breed of hosta. I don't know what it is, but I like it. That hosta is huge. She's a transplant. I should name these hostas. That hosta is huge. That hosta is huge, like I said. And then you see the two up there on the end? They're real small. And then the two up there on the end. The one on the very end, she's doing pretty good compared to what she was like. She's like doubled in size. These, the fact that they're even surviving. So the thing is, it's funny, is that my neighbor was saying to me, she said, I know that they're, because I was like, I want them to be this size. She goes, okay, well, this took you like 10 years to get them to this size, which is true. But she said, can you just be proud of the fact that you did such a great, I mean, she literally stood over me and just told me what to do. But she was like, can you just be proud of the fact that they're still surviving? She goes, do you know how many people transplant hostas and they don't make it? I was like, I thought it was just like simple. She was like, no. She was like, this like square over here that's like supposed to focus me is now staying to the left. But she was like, no, she was like, a lot of plants that you transplant, including hostas. She's like, hostas are pretty easy to transplant. She's like, but there's a lot of people that transplant hostas and they don't take. My neighbor across the street, he has hostas. They in the corner, they put hostas in last year. My hostas that I transplanted, I mean, each of them have doubled in size, kind of. But all of my hostas, even the ones I transplanted, are bigger than his last year. Now, his look really nice. He has some like whitish green hostas. I don't think he wants ones that are this big because he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 and then bush on either side and then mulch in the middle of it. It looks very nice. I don't think that, it looks very nice. I don't think he wants all that, you know what I mean? But, I'd like to have big, big hostas, you know? It's less weeds you have to clean. That's the reason she told me to do it. Not just because she's like, you know, if you move the hostas and you transplant them, then you'll basically in the summers, like it'll be like a whole thing of like 4 or 5. She wanted me to put all kinds of plants in here. You guys that are like, oh, you need to put orange plants in there. She wanted me to do banana plants, all kinds. She loves an eclectic garden. And it looks gorgeous for her, but I wanted it to be very symmetrical. Partly because I was just like, it's very clean and orderly for me. It feeds into my OCD a little bit. But she was like, so you can kind of see it over here, right? Okay. So there's like hardly any mulch. I mean, there is, but there's only like probably like a foot. Here, I'll just show you guys. Almost stuff. There's only probably like 2 feet in between there and there. So the idea is that when these grow bigger, they'll be like, when that one's bigger, there'll be less space between there, right? Well, less space means less weeds that I have to pick and clean up. So she was like, the more, if you have hostas that kind of grow together, but you have a space in between, so it looks cleaner. This is where she's like really good at this stuff. She's like, then it will look like bushes in the summer, but in the winter it'll be great because you can have snow over there and stuff like that. And she was like, it'll be real easy to clean up in the fall because you'll just like, the hostas kind of like, they die and they kind of go in a little bit, and so you just pull them all I think I showed it on here. They're real easy to clean up. And so she's like, but they come back every summer and they come back bigger than they did the summer before. She was like, so over the course of like 2 to 3 years, she was like, your hostas will be like half of what these bigger ones are now. She told me I might have to like cut some of these hostas back. She's like, this hosta, she's like, is getting like really, really big. I love it though. I love that the hosta's that big. Is Alex upstairs? Oh, he's up. He's in the kitchen maybe. So she's like, you might have to like, you know, cut some of them back or a little bit or whatever. But she's like, so the closer they are together, it's less weeds you have to pick. Then you just have to pick the weeds in the middle, weed kill, and then put mulch down. And I was like, oh, that's so smart, right? So just as like, part of it is out of convenience. It's just going to slide and start going down. I'm having trouble with this tripod today. So part of it is for convenience, but part of it is also just the aesthetic look. That word sounds so funny, doesn't it? The prettiness of it, you know? And in all honesty, as much as I like flowers up here, I like it just to look green, like out there. Like I don't want a ton of flowers, like, you know, whatever. She has like a walkway like ours on either side, but you can't even see the walkway because she's got so much. I mean, she's got the exact same walkway that hers goes like, oh yeah, she does. because it goes sideways, and then she has the exact same walkway that we do. Her front porch is just different. But you can't even see her walkway because she's got so many plants and flowers over there, which I love. I live for it, right? But I wouldn't want that for over here. I like how clean it looks. So anyway, yep. I was gonna stop this and go in and see about my videos. My videos. Well, maybe I'll do that, and then I'll get the videos, the ones that aren't uploaded, and then I'll check and see if Alex is up yet, and then I will come back and finish this vlog, and it might not be much longer. 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Got my videos turned over as I was sitting there at the desk, or at the table. Little Boo Radley came downstairs. I looked up. It's so dark in our house because it's so dark outside. Well, it doesn't seem like that way to you, but like when you're inside the house and it's like cloudy and it's not sunny, it's real dark in the house. And I heard like Boo Radley jump down from the bed onto the floor, and then I heard him like sneeze, and I like looked up and I couldn't see anything because the staircase is so dark. And then I looked up again because I heard him like step down the stairs. It's so quiet in our house except for the fan, and I like looked up, and his little white face was like sticking through the thing. I was like, Boo Radley, are you up? So he came downstairs and he like walked over to me, so I brought him outside. He did not want to go out in the rain, so he walked out. I said, come on, let's go potty. So he walked out right over to the little hosta over there, did his business. I took him inside and got him some treats. He was real excited, ate his treats. It smells like somebody's grilling out. Who is grilling out in this rainstorm? So he, do you know what just sounded so good? I don't know why, is an Impossible Burger. Oh, that's so bad, but Impossible Burger sounds so good right now. An Impossible Burger with fries, oh my god. Well, it's because it's, you know, like summer and barbecues and stuff like that. That sounds so good right now, though. But anyway, so, yeah, so I took him outside, got him treats, and then he went back upstairs and jumped up on the bed with Alex. And my videos are, so my Peter Does Stuff video is uploaded, I just have to post it. My Peterisms video is almost done. My BookTube video has 50 minutes left, and I'm uploading my drama video. So then when I get inside, all that stuff will be done, and then I will post all that stuff, and then I'll start rendering and uploading my vlog. So yeah, there we are. Just a rainy Saturday afternoon. Alex asked me earlier, he was like, do you want to go out somewhere for dinner tonight? And I was like, he was like, yeah, I don't really feel like it either, but I thought I would ask. And I was like, I just am like wanting to be in comfy clothes around the house today. He's like, that's totally fine. He's like, we can watch movies or shows. If we want to watch shows together, we can. I was like, okay. So he got some snacks for himself. Like, it's so funny, his snacks that he likes are like not the snacks. I mean, I'll eat, like, I mean, I don't eat his snacks now because like I'm on a, like a, you know, health journey. But, well, like the gummy candies I've never eaten. But like he usually gets spicy Doritos. I'm not a big spicy Dorito fan. I'm not a big Dorito fan. I never really have been. Cool Ranch Doritos I like, but other than that, I'm not, I mean, I'll eat them. Like if somebody has them at a party and that's all they have, like I'll eat them, but I don't love Doritos. And then he always gets like the golden Oreos. I feel like I've just like had them so much, like if I was really, really hungry and I wanted something to eat, like that would be a go-to. But like, I don't like, it's funny that him having his stuff in there doesn't really, like late at night, like it's never stuff that like when I'm grazing, I like, and I don't have anything, like except for like a jar of peanut butter and soup, you know, in the pantry. It's, well, and 10,000 bags of treats and food for Boo Radley. If we had a zombie apocalypse, he could live for the next 2 years on that stuff, I swear. But he, it was so funny because I was watching, I don't know what made me think of this, but anyway, his treats don't like ever, like they don't ever like trigger my cravings late at night. I'm just like, I look up there, I'm like, he's like, it's been the same thing for 16 years. He's like, my husband is somebody that like just sticks with the same things that he likes. Like at the restaurant, when we go, I mean, we go to Patashu, he gets the same thing every week. Every restaurant that we go to, the same places, he always gets the same thing. He knows what he likes, and he doesn't like to try new things and stuff like that. It was funny because I was watching, well, I finished watching season 44 of Survivor. I want to start watching another season again. But I finished watching season 44, and Carolyn, that I talked a lot about in one of my videos, she's in recovery too. She was a drug counselor, and she's just lives out loud. I love her energy on the show so much. I just love Carolyn on Survivor. But this one point, she goes to the sanctuary. I said this in a video the other day about, in a video I made a joke about it, but the sanctuary is where good things happen. And what that means is they get food, usually. They got massages, and they got to stay overnight there one time. But it's usually like a reward challenge, and then they win, and then they get to pick people to go to the sanctuary with them. The sanctuary is basically just like this like hut house kind of thing, and then they get like food, like tacos, or cheeseburgers, or, you know, chips and salsa and guac, or whatever. But they went, and she got to go in one of the reward challenges, and they were like these chicken wrap sandwiches. And she said, she goes, I'm a vegetarian. And then she goes, except for when I'm on Survivor. And I was like, that is like, okay, I get it, girl. As a vegetarian, I totally get that. She's like, I'm a vegetarian unless I'm on Survivor. And there's nothing to eat except for fried papaya. And so now, oh my God, the battery just went to the halfway mark. Oh, well, I said it was going to be a short vlog today. This is the bad. I need to remember this. I never can remember which one's the bad battery. Well, the thing is, now I have 4 batteries, and honestly, like, in a day, even if it's a bad battery, it'll, like, you know, film a drama video or a vlog or something like that. Sometimes I just have to cut it short. But, like, right now I have 2 batteries inside charging, and they're both, like, on the orange. They're not, like, green or yellow yet. Like, green is where, like, they're totally charged. And then I have 1 other battery. Like, in a day where I film, let's say if I film 7 videos, if I film them back to back, I use all 4 of those batteries. So I'm very hesitant to, like, get rid of this battery, even though it's, like, not a great battery anymore, because it still gets me like 40 minutes to an hour, you know, worth of talking on here. So I don't necessarily want to like get rid of this battery, but I am going to go inside because the battery's at the halfway mark, which means in a second it's going to die. I probably got like 2 or 3 more minutes, 5 more minutes on there, and it's starting to get a little chilly out here. So I'm going to go inside and start getting my videos uploaded, and then or get them posted, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a nap, and then I don't know what we're going to do tonight. So anyway, you know what just sounded really good to me was like, why am I like craving the weirdest foods? I just thought like movie popcorn with lots of butter on it. This is not healthy. Movie popcorn with lots of butter, which that is not a go-to of mine. My mom loved like microwave popcorn. Oh my God, my mom would eat microwave popcorn all the time. Alex loves popcorn. I am not, like, if we go to the movie theater, like, I like to get popcorn. But that was something, actually, that I didn't really start. I mean, I would eat it when I was growing up as a kid, because it was fun to eat popcorn with a movie. But I wasn't somebody that, like, craved movie popcorn. But now, like, every once in a while, if we go to the movie, I always get popcorn now. I love it. And I love it with lots of butter and salt, which is probably a good thing that we haven't been to a movie in forever. Alex actually has this pass where you can go to like 2 movies a week, and he's like, he keeps on saying, I need to cancel that pass because we never go to the movies anymore. But maybe tonight would be a good night to go to a movie. Maybe we'll see what's at the movies and we'll go to a movie tonight. That might be kind of fun. Because we won't be going to the pool. And we definitely won't be going to the pool after 9 p.m. because the pool is closed down after 9 p.m. It is so cold. The wind has started. There was no wind, and now there's like wind coming up, and it's like blowing on me, and I'm cold, and the rain's hitting my feet. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. Happy June 1st, and welcome to June. Happy Pride Month. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. A fantastic, magically amazing weekend. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!